While growing up, right, I was, SA abuse all the time, right? And then as I'm sharing about these secret societies, I am reflecting back on the other aspects that were attacked, right? And that would have been my confidence, right? My always being abandoned, right? So I was casted out from the family at a very young age, right? I was moved around. I was the maid at someone's house for years. And the SA abuse was a constant, right? That was like the constant thing that was always happening, the physical abuse, the mental abuse, neglect, right? So these are the things that they instill in you. And so not only are they physically attacking you, but then it creates a ripple effect in the mind, right? So when we go through these things at an early age, then as an adult, we develop habits to cope with the experiences that we had, right? And so we go into addictions, we go into behaviors that are not so common for society, right? And so we develop a self destructive pattern, which is where it goes back to the form of like, there are ways to unalive someone. They are not just going to come in and literally stab you. These are forms for a person to go ahead and do the job themselves because so much pain has been instilled, so much defragmentation of the worth of a person, of the value of a person has been done that the person now does not see the value in themselves, right? And this is where the mind plays plays the trick where you know so these are techniques that they use, that these secret society use, and even karmic families, right? So you might identify with a karmic family if this is your case, and you might identify as being targeted by secret societies in these form. But as a child, that was the pattern for me, the abuse in all forms of my human rights, right? The abandonment, the neglect, the casting out, the rejection, right? And so that developed something inside of me which caused me to go into addictions, right? And so their purpose was to destroy every aspect of my being so that I would never come to the point where I would see my self-worth and or see that I had value in me, and therefore not believe that there was a God, because you go through all these things and you're gonna want to think like, where's God at, right? But that's not the case. That's not the case here, because God is here, right? And although I went through all those things, I've gained a lesson from it, right? And I'm able to. I've learned from it, and I was able to overcome it by choosing myself, which is what we're all here to do: love ourselves. And so when I stopped seeking the love that I needed from other people, because this is another thing, they will not give you love. One of the things that you'll find common in these type of scenarios, especially with karmic families, is that they'll never say they love you. They'll never express love to you. You'll be the outcast, the black sheep of the family type of scenario. So the what helped me was, one, that I went into recovery. Like, I went to NA groups and stuff like that, and I did that. And so I got off the hardcore drugs. But I kept smoking weed. But then I stopped. When I had my awakening, I stopped. But the whole point was for me to choose myself, for me to choose to love myself, for me to stop pouring onto others what I needed to pour on myself, because I had given my entire life to trying to obtain something from them that they were just not able to give back. And the reason for that was because the point of my existence to these people was for me to be a sacrifice, because these are the things that they practice. They practice sacrificing humanity, right? And so the sacrifice was supposed to be done a while back, but I continued to live. So I just wanted to come back and share that, because I felt like it was important to, it kind of added to the story as I was watching the video and posting it. I was like, oh yeah, right. Okay. So once I chose myself, right, and I chose to let go of all these diabolicals, because I knew inside of me that I'm that I deserve better, right? And so I decided to give it to myself and let go of what no longer served me. And it wasn't just the weed. It wasn't just that. It was a lot of people, the closest people to me, that were not of my best interest, to my highest good. And once I did that, I had clarity, right? I had clarity. I was able to see from a different perspective what was happening in reality. And I chose to heal. And so when we choose to heal, we choose ourselves and we choose God. So, okay.